Divine, with your eyes closed, is meditation. Connecting with the Divine, with your eyes open, is darshan. Come, let us all now move from meditation to darshan. Slowly, very slowly, please open your eyes.
தீராத
ஒரு தருணம் தலைவனாய் அழைக்க கருணைய நித்யம் கருணைகள்.
ஓம் நித்யானந்தேஸ்வர பரமசிவ சமாரம்பாம் நித்யானந்தேஸ்வரி பராசக்தி மத்யமாம் அஸ்மதாச்சார்ய பர்யந்தாம் வந்தே குரு பரம்பராம். Welcome you all with my love and blessings. I welcome all the Hindus, all the Sarvanya Kartas, Yajamans, manifestors, Sarvarityahis, Shrimahans, Mahans, Kotari Tanedar, visitors, Kayakalpa Yoga participants, ministers, ambassadors, diplomats, e-diplomats, consulate generals, supporters, Mantreshwaras, Vidyeshwaras, Ganeshwaras, Lokeshwaras, Astreshwaras, all sitting with us. I welcome you all with my love and blessings. Paramashiva's message directly from Kailasa. Listen. Super determinism is not some idea or concept or philosophy needs any practice or any special effort. There are some things like yoga. In yoga, especially the asana component, you need practice to build certain kind of a strength, certain level of possibilities in your body. For example, from the time I know my body, my Guru, Raghupati Yogi, has put his whole life on me and trained my body. That's the right word I should use. Trained my body. Because he never bothered about how I feel mentally. Whether I am excited to come for the yoga in the morning, or whether I am feeling lazy, tired, or whether I am feeling bored, whether I throw tantrum, nothing matters. He will just hold my ears and just pull me out of my bed. That's all. Of course, 90% of the time, I myself will be excited, and the remaining few days, maybe 5% of the time, seeing his dedication, I will obey. 5% of the time, even if I throw tantrum, he will not bother, he will just drag me. His dedication, understand? His tyaga is, even when I showed anger and resistance towards him, he did not hate me, he did not give up on me. He was so extremely, absolutely. Sorry, I am using many English words. I don't know whether they all can be connected. Just out of my excitement, I wanted to tell the truth to all of you, so I am using all these words. He is absolutely committed. Such great tyagi. Even when I vomited my anger, my frustration on him for training me so intensely, for pushing me so hard, he never gave up on me, and he never cherished any frustration or why should I do it when he is vomiting his anger on me. Never ever he stepped back. His extreme commitment, I should say, is tyaga. See, 90% of the time when I am excited, he teaching makes him great teacher. But this 5% of time when I throw tantrum, he holding me without giving up on me. That tyaga, now 43 years, I can sit in Padmasana for hours. How he is sitting. You can see how he is sitting in that photograph. He just reproduced himself on me. He just reproduced himself on me. I can sit like this for any number of hours. Any living human being now on the planet Earth, I can challenge. Not out of my pride or arrogance, just to show my Guru's tyaga for me. No one can beat number of hours sitting in Padmasana without moving the body, not just sitting in this posture, revealing all the great cosmic truths. This only one small aspect of what he has done to my body. He has made this whole system so powerful, it can hold all the powers of Paramashiva landing, manifesting, and the Kailasa energy, everything. And just like how Paramashiva held the Ganga and released how much is good for the planet Earth, like transformer, he behaved, Paramashiva's Jata behaves like a transformer for the Ganga. Same way, Raghupati Yogi made this body as transformer for Paramashiva himself to land and release as much as planet Earth can handle. This plane can handle. The work he has done on this body is tyaga, unimaginable, unimaginable tyaga. Every time I remember him, the way he sacrificed for me, that actually is tyaga for me, inspires me to do tyaga for Skandamata. Everything I'm doing for Papa Skandamata, my tyaga is inspired by Raghupati Yogi's tyaga for me. Actually, the words say Yogi Yogananda Puri, Swamiji's yoga teacher since age 3, but it should read Swamiji's yoga guru even before Swamiji assumed the body. Because he started training even my mother. He trained my whole family for me to manifest, and he kept that whole ecosystem for me to learn and evolve, just to keep me excited. He will gather all my family, everyone for yoga, to make me feel that I have people supporting, just for me to flower. What all he has gone through, what all he has done, he left his mana, avamana. Because, understand, he was in a very good career. He was the head of the bank in those days. And after his job was done, means after he was feeling that he has done everything and he dropped everything, even then the pride in the society about him and everything, he never bothered about his status, pride, or anything. He will go door to door and beg and build the ashram for me. The first ashram they all built for me, his contribution. I know how he collected penny by penny and built ashram. In multiple levels, how he contributed. Even to crack the stones, he will use the yogic power and crack the stones to make foundation and to build the building. They built it in stone, actually. They said it should be there forever. So they built it in stone. So even to make foundation in every level, their tyaga, dedication. But even with the tyaga, yoga basically needs a practice. The practice made success. Practice brought success. But the truth now I am revealing, the super determinism. The super determinism is not a theory, philosophy, principle, idea, needs any practice. You don't need practice. Just internalizing, understanding is enough. See, listen carefully. Initiation, Shaktipada is more than enough for this great science to become your realization. Yesterday I was explaining initiation, let me repeat. I want to tell you all why I want to repeat. Yesterday, I was going through all the messages in various platforms, Facebook, YouTube, every social media, the messages all of you sent after the satsang, your questions, prayers, doubts. 90% of the questions, prayers were from such high matured level of understanding. I sincerely want to thank you all, and I am really, really happy that all of you are listening sincerely. Understand? See, the way you put your question, or your prayers, or your requests, or your comments, from that I can see very clearly how much you understood. Especially recently, the everyday views have gone up more than 100,000 in all the platforms put together. It's gone up. I should say that 100,000 more than earlier how it used to be. I'm giving you an example, not just exact number. Example, if earlier it was weekly million, it has gone up now. Every day 100,000 more, like a 1.7 million it has become. The ratio. Because the views have gone up, I thought maybe a lot of casual viewers or accidental viewers. But when I read all the messages, prayers, questions, 90% of them are absolutely sincere and above all understanding what I am saying. Even the remaining 10%, I am not seeing bad people. I am only seeing sincere people struggling to understand. So for that 10% of the people, I am repeating. Listen. When I cognize cosmic powerful cognitions, verbalize, vocalize, visualize, memorize, means making it as part of my biomemory, and mathematically analyze, rationally clearly understand. When I do all this inside me, all this put together is called realization. Understand? All this put together is called realization. If I do the same inside you through Shaktipada, wherever you are, the time and space does not matter. Time and space doesn't bind Shaktipada. Just like internet, wherever you are, if you have the proper gadgets, you can see. Same way, the Shaktipada, wherever you are, if you just declare your integrity and decision to receive, that's all. That's all you need. internet connection, I should say. The Shaktipada is like internet connection. Even if you lose internet, don't lose internet. The moment you declare the integrity and ready to receive through the Shaktipada, if I do the same thing in you, if I reproduce the same in you, that is called initiation. Let me repeat. Receiving the cosmic cognitions and verbalization internally. Vocalization. External verbalization is vocalization. And visualization. Memorization. Mathematical calculation. Logical rationalization. All this happening in me is realization, and all this being done inside you through the Shakti Pada is initiation. This truth about super determinism can be transmitted to you just through initiation. You do not need to practice. Vidya, Madhya என குழம்பி தன் மனச் சதியுள் சிக்கித் தவிப்போர்க்கு விதியும் பரமல்ல, மதியும் பரமல்ல, விதியும் சதியே, மதியும் சதியே, பதியே சத்தியம். விதியென நினைத்தலும் சதி, மதியென நினைத்தலும் சதி, பதியே சத்தி. வாழ்வு விதியென நினைப்பான் மதிகெட்டான், வாழ்வு மதியென நினைப்பான் விதிகெட்டான், வாழ்வு பதியெனப் புரிந்தான், தன் வாழ்வில் எல்லா கேடெல்லாம் கெட்டான். அவனுக்கு இனி ஒரு கேடு இல்லை எனும் நிலை காணுவான். அவன் வாழ்வில் கேடில் பெருஞ்செல்வம் தானாய் வந்து சேரும். Listen. I gave the gist in Tamil. Whatever I was defining about predeterminism, super determinism, not predeterminism, super determinism. I revealed that in Tamil. Now listen. There is enough of arguments from both sides to establish life is predetermined and to establish life is free will. Both sides, there is enough arguments. And there are also some people who try to pacify both sides, saying, no, there is some part free will and some part predetermined. Those people are only the karma theory promoters who say, due to the past decisions you took, you brought some types of bondages and regulations upon you, and you lost certain freedom due to the free will choices you took earlier. That's a karma theory. That also fits for any logical way of answering the questions. Please understand. Just because you are able to logically answer the questions of the others, it cannot become the truth, because many times you will be able to answer others' questions, but you will not be convinced about it. You will be convinced only if it becomes your experience. I tell you, that's one of the most beautiful ingredient naturally implanted in you as your innate quality by Paramashiva. That is called buddhi. I want to tell you one incident. Once I ran to Arunagiri Yogeshwara to ask why the temple Garbhamandir door, the gate, the entrance is very small. He laughed and said, hey, the main third prakaram. He beautifully narrated the Arunachaleshwara temple. If you already visited the temple, you will understand what I am describing. Otherwise, you better see some YouTube videos of temple and then see this satsang again and understand. If you enter the temple through the main Rajagopuram, the first will be Selva Ganapati. The Ganapati in the Rajagopuram. In the Rajagopuram itself, there will be Ganapati. We bow down to him. There is a verse to bow down to that Ganapati. Arunai Gopuratthul mevum Selvak Ganapatiyai kaidolda kal. That will be the way the verse ends. And we chant that and bow down. I was brought up in a very traditional Shaivite family. So, my temple, the way I worship in the temple will be very orthodox, traditional method. And then immediately the next to that Ganapati will come the Kambattalayanar Sannidhi, the Subramanya, Muruga's Sannidhi. Then after that, Periyanandi, the main Periyanandi. Then after the Periyanandi, I will always worship the Badala Lingam, because the Badala Lingam is the Samadhi of Adi Guru of the Tondemandala Saivavelalar Guru Parampara. The Tondemandala Adi Saivavelalar community, that family is the people who built the temple and administered that whole region through the temple. In those days, all the administration of the kingdom used to run from the temple. I am putting all these historical facts on record. My grandfather has written a beautiful book. I think 2 or 3 volumes he has written. Arunachala Puranam commentary on the Arunachala Puranam verses, and then he himself compiled a book called Arulnirai Annamalai, literally collecting all the details about the whole Arunachala ecosystem. My grandfather has written more than 100 books, small and big, and unfortunately now nobody is reprinting. Now I asked my uncle, my Chittappa, to give me the details and copyright, so we will start publishing on behalf of Kailasa, and once we get all that copyright and details, we will start publishing. Even in English we will translate, because the amazing documentation he has done. The whole Kailasa ecosystem, in Tiruvannamalai, that Arunachaleshwara's ecosystem. The whole ecosystem is so beautifully documented. At least last few hundred years history, he has done vast research and documented the whole thing. I wanted to reprint all of that and revive with the grace of Arunachaleshwara. So that Batala Lingam is the Guru Parampara, the Adi Guru Samadhi, Jiva Samadhi. So after that, we'll enter into Vallala Maharaja Gopuram, where of course, Gopurathalainar Sannidhi, and then Vallala Maharaja Gopuram, where the Vallala Maharaja, the king who built, the original name is Velala Maharaja, means that the king from that Velala community, Vallala Maharajan, then it became Vallala. Originally, it used to be the Velala in course of time. So the Velala Maharaja, his deity is there in that Gopuram. He built the whole temple. So we bow down to him. Then after that, Kala Bhairava. Then we enter into the next Gopuram, Kili Gopuram, where the Mohini's Sannidhi is there, Vishnu. We bow down to him and then enter. Arunagiri Yogeshwara described the whole temple and he said, do you see after every entrance the size becoming smaller and smaller? I said, yes. He said, who all can enter up to the third prakaram? I said, anyone, any devotee. Then he said, who can enter into second prakaram? Only who wants to see and have darshan of the main deity, Arunachaleshwara. Then he said, who can enter into the Ardhamandapam? I said, only those Adishaiva Shivacharyas who worship, who do the puja directly, and Adishaiva Velalar Sannidhanams, Guru Maha Sannidhanams from the Adishaiva Velalar community, who administer temple, and Tesigar, who sings Devaram, Oduvar. Understand, I am describing the temple traditional hereditary family names from the Tesigar community. Usually the Oduvars will be there. And then the Pandaragam, Pandarattar, Paricharagargal means who assist in puja, who carry water for the deity worship, and who light the lamp and give for the Shivacharyas, who clean all that area, who are responsible for all of that work, and the people who make garlands for Paramashiva, people who play the Vadyams, which is supposed to be played inside the Garbhamandir. Sorry, not Garbhamandir, Ardhamandapam area. There are multiple Vadyams. There are some Nadaswaram and all that will be played in the first Prakaram. And the Tirukkailaya Vadyam will be played in the next level. Then there are places allotted for each of the musician team. So I told that all these people only can enter. He said, do you understand? Only the people who are committed to keep the ecosystem alive can enter near Paramashiva. Anybody who wants to relate only with Paramashiva, I am your devotee. I am here to pray to you, to ask for your boons and darshan. So that kind of people, can enter certain level. But only people who are committed to keep the ecosystem alive can enter into Ardhamandapa or Garbhagraha. That is why the door frame is smaller. Understand? The people who come and go, their commitment is very small, very less. And their responsibility also is very less. And the understanding they need also is very less. But people who are supposed to keep the ecosystem alive, their commitment, their responsibility, everything is high. Arunagiri Ishwara beautifully explained. Somebody who comes and goes, like a devotee, he does not even need to do any big puja or anything. He can just come and pray and go. But the people who are responsible to keep the ecosystem alive, even one day, their Atma Puja they cannot miss. Anmartha Puja also they cannot miss. Just because they come and do puja in temple, they cannot miss Atma Puja. I have seen my grandmother, my grandfather, at least 100 people in my life. I have seen. Not one day they will miss Atmartha Puja and Parartha Puja, both. They will not miss the Atmartha Puja in their home, and they will not miss even one day going to Arunachaleshwara temple and worshipping. In that 100 people, I can name the list. First will be my Guru Panduranganar, then my grandmother Anusuya Ammal, Rajumudaliyar, Annamalai Chettiar, my another one grandfather, Rajumudaliyar's brother. But the titles vary in Tiruvannamalai, the same community, same family, the titles vary. That's the way it is. And at least 25 Shivacharyas I can name. I know them personally because I had been to their house many times. And any time, sometimes early morning also, they will send me to bring their bag. Many times I have seen, not one of them will miss even one day their Anmartha Puja. Even though they are only doing puja in the main temple Garbhamandir, even though it is their routine to come and perform the main temple puja in Garbhamandir, the main Arunachaleshwara's Parartha Puja, they will not miss their house Anmartha Puja. They will finish their Anmartha Puja and then come for temple Parartha Puja. How I will know that they have done their Anmartha Puja, If they have finished their Anmartha Puja and came to temple, whenever they send me to their home to bring their bags or any water can or something they left, forgot in the house, when I go there to bring, always the family people, they will give the prasadam which was kept in the morning for Anmartha Puja. Thambi prasadam saaptu pogane. They will always give that prasadam, sugar candy or the banana, whatever was kept in the Anmartha Puja, they will never miss giving that prasadam. That's the way I know. Understand? Arunagiri Ishwara elaborately explained this to me. People who are responsible to keep the ecosystem alive, their level of commitment, intensity, sincerity, and responsibility, all that is much, much, much higher than ordinary devotee who comes and goes. That is why I always tell people, The commitment of the sannyasis in our Sangha is completely different, because you are not committed only to me, you are committed to this whole ecosystem. You are committed to keep this ecosystem alive. The sannyasis and Kailashavasis, whether you are a Krama Brahmachari, or Naishtika Brahmachari, or Apat Sannyasi, or Purna Sannyasi, or Grihastha, if you have become Kailasavasi, your commitment, your responsibility is totally different, because you are committed to keep the ecosystem alive. Even if you are a Balasant in Gurukul, you have committed to keep the ecosystem alive. You cannot compare yourself with a devotee who comes and goes. See, sometimes a devotee who comes to Arunachaleshwara temple, he gets the boons from Paramashiva much, what do you call as bigger than the boons given to Shivacharyas or the Saiva Velalar administrators of the temple. But you need to know, living around him and keeping the ecosystem alive and being dedicated to him is the greatest boon than any other boon. If you measure from the outside world, outer world, in that scale, sometimes a devotee might have got a bigger boon. Oh, he got a lottery. He came to Arunachaleshwara and prayed and got a lottery. That doesn't mean immediately you will start thinking all the temple, Maniyam and Adinams, Sannidhanams, oh, even a devotee got lottery, crores. Seems like he is in a better position. No, surely not. His commitment, his relationship is different. Your commitment, your relationship, your responsibility is different. For a devotee who comes and goes, only if he abuses Shiva or Shiva Bhaktas, it becomes Shiva Aparadha. But a committed person who is supposed to keep the ecosystem alive, even if he misses one day Shiva Puja, that becomes Shiva Aparadha. Or while doing puja, if he does some mistake and does not do the prayaschitta, that becomes Shiva Aparadha. Understand the level of commitment and the responsibility is different. For the people who committed to keep the ecosystem alive, he explained beautifully to me. That is the reason the door becomes smaller and smaller. Only the selected, committed, those few only can enter into the next doors. Understand? People who committed to keep the ecosystem alive, Kailasavasis, whether you are a Gurukul Balasant or Krama Brahmachari or Naishtika Brahmachari or Grihastha or Sannyasi, Apat Sannyasi, if you belong to the order, Kailasavasi, you are already in Salokya Mukti. So your commitment is different. Your responsibility is different. Even death cannot touch you. You can only have liberation. Sometimes even when you ask for death, it only becomes liberation. So understand, this truth I am revealing now. If you just receive and internalize, it will become just liberation in you. The example now I gave, what Arunagiri Yogeshwara taught me, how the doorway becoming smaller and smaller when you go near the Garbha Mandir. Same way, when you start intensely listening, naturally you become more and more involved. You become part of this ecosystem, and initiation simply happens to you. I tell you, if you think, oh, Swamiji is teaching all these truths online, in social media, openly, publicly, everybody is going to get enlightened, you are wrong. I am giving enlightenment to everybody, no doubt. But it is not that all that 6 billion or 7 billion are listening, are getting enlightened. So understand that even if you are sitting now online listening to this great truth about super determinism, feel proud. You are the chosen one. You are the chosen one. You are qualified for initiation. That is why you are sitting now with me. You can actually feel proud about it. You can do Atma Pradakshina. You can circumambulate yourself. You can do Atma Pradakshina of yourself. You can even self-kiss yourself. Wow. You are worthy of all the pride, joy, bliss, everything. As I said in the beginning of this satsang, the views are increasing. The number of people viewing the satsangs are just spiking up. It's going up like anything. But the world population is 7 billion. Compared to the population, this number is not something great. So all of you understand, whether you accidentally started seeing my satsangs, or some friend, family, somebody introduced and you started seeing, if you started feeling connected, and if you started enjoying the satsang, because in my satsang there are multiple things, whether the way my hairstyle is, or the way I have dressed, or the jewelries I am wearing, and the way I speak English, the stories I try to narrate, everything has a purpose. With all this, if you are able to feel connected and start internalizing, start listening to what I am saying. Celebrate yourself. You are the chosen one. This initiation I am giving you now, this super determinism truth, will simply become realization in you. You can celebrate yourself. You are chosen one and you are blessed one. Now, listen to this truth one by one. I am revealing the idea. Everything is predetermined. You will be shocked and surprised. It's not that only religious people are trying to claim everything is predetermined. The modern day scientists are putting very strong rational I'm surprised. The rational explanations, rational analysis, very rational theories. The modern day scientists presenting, putting it forward to the world, proposing this truth of everything is predetermined. One side, the atheists, rationalists, they proposing the free will theory. The other side, some religious people, some modern day scientists, especially people from the field of quantum mechanics, quantum physics, all of them are proposing this everything is predetermined theory. And some philosophers propose because of your earlier choices, the choices you made earlier, the choices you can make now gets limited. The example which I was giving yesterday, the satsang. If you lifted one leg already, you can't lift the other leg because you need at least one leg to balance, to hold yourself. If you lifted the left leg, you have to keep the right leg on the ground to keep you stable. If you want to lift the right leg, you may have to put the left leg down, then you can lift the right leg. This is what is karma theory. Bondages happen to you due to the freedom you enjoyed and the decisions you made earlier out of your freedom. So this may look very convincing philosophy, but not experiential truth. I'll tell you the experiential truth now. Listen. If I sit up straight, be very clear. Now the new and clear, the spiritual energy bombs will be showered on you. The theory of everything is predetermined is not absolute truth. Everything is free will is also not absolute truth. Even the philosophy, because of the earlier choices you made, you have restrictions, certain bondages now is also not a complete true experience of life. The truth, absolute truth, reality of life is the pure experience of the ultimate is you consciously deciding you are Paramashiva and you are neither bound by the idea of everything is predetermined, nor by the idea everything is free will, nor by the philosophy you are bound because of your earlier choices. And there are some theories like a choice and choicelessness. Some components of your life you have choice, and some components you don't have choice. The choice and choicelessness theory. None of them are the true experience. The true experience is when you decide you are Paramashiva, you get power over the now, present. The power over the present gives you the liberation from all these four different theories, theologies, philosophies, rational arguments, ideas, concepts. You experience tremendous powerfulness subjectively. Because of that powerfulness subjectively, the state of Paramashiva, that's what I call state of Paramashiva. Your subjective experience about the object also powerfulness, Parameshwara. Understand? I want to express these three words. Your subjective experience of your subject, your subjective experience of the object, and the object, reality as it is. Understand these three words. Your subjective experience of your subject, yourself, your subjective experience of the object, world, and the world, the object itself. In these three, if you empower the subjective experience of your subject with truth, that truth makes your subjective experience of the object also powerful. When this two component of you becomes powerful, it impacts the object and makes what you want to manifest as life. This is the experiential reality of super determinism. Everything else is a delusion, false. You cheating yourself, you deluding yourself with any kind of argument. No, what Swamiji says is the ultimate truth, but not for me now. Even that. Whether you are ready to understand or not, sun is going to shine and wind is going to blow. Everything is going to happen as it is. If you join the Dharma club, people who understand the Dharma of life, universe, they are called Dharma club. If you join Dharma club, you become elite of the society, elite of the humanity. Whoever understands and behaves as an insider of cosmos, he becomes elite. If you want to enjoy the life of elite in the universe, come and join Kailasa government. Become an insider for Paramashiva's governance. Understand? Becoming part of this great Sanatana Hindu Dharma as an insider by understanding this cosmic Dharma, you become elite of the humanity. Stop trying to find justifications for your failures. Decide to be successful. If you look inside you, you always find very happy the moment you can get a very logical reason for your failure. You feel, now I am done. Appa. I have logical reason why I failed in my relationships, in my business, in my ventures, in my work, in my goals. Now I am justified. I am all set to start the wage, to start the war, to start my life. That is called cheap, mediocre mentality. Being middle class is not wrong, but being mediocre is something seriously wrong. Mediocre people are very happy by finding justifications. Justifications is all they search. People who decide to win are elite, not justifications to justify their failures externally or internally. Understand? I want to tell you this truth which I described now. I'll explain the next level. Listen. Super determinism means empowering your subjective experience about you, your subject, with the truth you are Paramashiva. Paramashivatvamasi. You are Paramashiva. Empower your innermost subjective experience about yourself consciously. You are Paramashiva because that is the truth. And from that powerfulness, analyzing your subjective experience about the object world, understanding everything happened in your life is just to trigger this enlightenment in you, trigger this awakening in you. Even the grahas, there's no graha, bad graha. There's no time, bad time. Only to remind you about your great truth, the grahas act. When you don't want to be reminded, to live the higher reality, then no other way. The grahas has to make you understand. All grahas focus on awakening you. They are all working sincerely for your inner awakening. Understand? Singapore Sarvanyapita, don't wake that baby up. Let her sleep. She's intensely listening to me. Don't wake her up. No, no, don't wake her up. Tell the Singapore Sarvanyapitham not to wake that baby. Hey, listen. Sometimes your babies are pet. They go into kind of a trance mood when they listen to my satsang and just they settle down. You may be thinking they are sleeping. Even if you think they are sleeping, don't wake them up. It is okay. Just let them. Because they sincerely, intensely listen. If you are pregnant, the baby inside your womb listens to me sincerely. And the babies who sit in the satsang, they go to a kind of the trance, turiya space, and just melt down. You may be thinking they are sleeping. Even if you think they are sleeping, don't disturb them. Allow them to sleep. It's okay. That baby was so intensely listening to me. Actually, the baby was getting initiated intensely. So don't wake the baby up. Let the baby rest. Singapore Sarvanyapita. Allow that baby to rest again. I tell you, even the pets, when they come and sit for satsang and they just fall asleep, don't think they are falling asleep. Even if you think they are falling asleep, don't disturb them. They are in a trance. I can see very clearly in how many places that initiation is happening. When initiation happens, so many people react in a different way. Babies go into the trance of Turiya. And babies like Shiva Yoga, Ma Shiva Yoga, she's all the time that mood. But I am seeing even she is playing with the jata of Bhairava Priya. It means she has melted down. I'm so happy that even initiation is working on her. She is receiving the initiation and she was playing with the jata of Bhairava Priya. It means, see, actually to play with the jata of Bhairava Priya, you need certain friendliness, the warmth, the joy, settled feeling. And I saw she was playing with jata of Bhairava Priya and means the initiation is happening. Good. Good for me and good for all, good for everyone, good for Skandamata. All right. So all of you allow this initiation to happen inside you and to everyone around you. If you have pets and kids, get them to satsang. Even if they sleep during the satsang, don't worry. Let them be there. Because these great truths, they get inside the system and become bio-memory. It becomes just bio-memory. Listen. Now listen to the next truth. See, whenever the objective reality impacts your subjective experience about the object, and damages your subjective experience about the object, that damage, when it gets overloaded, impacts your subjective experience about the subject itself. That is what I call you gaslighting yourself. Nobody gaslights us. Understand? Nobody can gaslight unless we allow the gaslighting. Whether gaslighting or enlightening, it's your responsibility. You allowed gaslighting of the society, so allow my enlightening. Stop allowing the society's gaslighting, allow my enlightening. So listen carefully. Subjective experience of the object should be impacted, impressed by the truth of the subjective experience, you are Paramashiva, not by the objective reality, so-called this world, and your equations with this world. You always have wrong equation with this world. Always you feel injustice is done to you. Somehow that becomes default cognition. When you allow that pattern to get rooted in you, you damage your inner space, the subjective experience of the objective reality world. When you damage your inner space, that damage impacts your experience about yourself. This is what I call powerlessness. Understand? You should know why you are not able to live in the present moment. Only then you can heal yourself and start living in the present moment. Otherwise, just teaching, oh, live in the present moment, live in the present moment. Nobody can live. Nobody can live in the present moment unless they understand why you are not able to live in the present moment. Listen. If you feel so much injustice is done to you and feel anxiety, panic attack, your subjective experience about the object world is impacted by the world, others, outsiders, everyone. And if you feel so much of injustice is done, panic attack, anxiety, all that, be very clear, you cannot live in the present moment and you are going to literally commit spiritual suicide if you make decisions from that space. You are only going to destroy yourself more and more through any decisions you make from that space. First thing, stop making decisions from the pain, frustration, anger, violence, powerlessness of the subjective experience about the objective reality. Listen to that. Listen to this truth. More and more decisions you make out of the painful inner space, deluded inner space, the inner space which is hurt by the outer world, the inner space which you allowed to be hurt by the outer world, with the idea there is injustice done to you, or the subjective reality impacted by the objective reality, the objective world. due to sometimes you blame an individual person, or sometimes you blame a situation, sometimes you blame the ecosystem, sometimes you blame the whole world. Whoever you may find, blame or not blame, sometimes you will even blame yourself. Even that is wrong. Blaming yourself is not something cute. No. Listen, whether you blame others, or your subjective experience about yourself, or your subjective experience about the object, anything. Powerlessness is wrong in any form and name and brand. Understand that. Understand that. Blaming others or yourself or the ecosystem, everything is wrong. Blaming is wrong. Trying to find justifications for your failure is not success, or that is not the life's goal. That is not life. Life is manifesting the powerfulness. You are Paramashiva. From that powerfulness, healing your subjective experience about the object, this world, completing, empowering yourself powerfully. From that powerfulness, impacting this world with joy, ecstasy, love, compassion, oozing out energy. This is what I call manifesting Paramashiva. Manifesting Paramashiva. Understand? This is what I call manifesting Paramashiva. This is what is super determinism. Your present moment has three components. Your experience about yourself, the subject's experience about the subject's experience about the object, and the object itself. These three put together is your present moment. If you can have power over all these three, you will have power over present moment, and you will always live in present. All you need is just determination to manifest super determinism, nothing else. Now I am giving you initiation. Indu Priyal, allow the baby to sleep in your lap. Why are you sending her out? Mother should allow the baby to sleep in the lap, especially during satsang. If she just listens to you, she will internalize everything. Hmm? So now listen. I'm repeating. Sometimes people tell me, Swamiji, you repeat many times. That is okay. I am not giving some political campaign speech, or I am not giving some oratory lecture, or I am not here to prove some oratory skills of me or nothing. No. I am simply transmitting this truth. I am initiating you. So I will have to repeatedly repeat till this realization is transmitted inside you. So from various angles, I have to repeat the same truths till it becomes your realization. That is my responsibility. That's my commitment. My commitment is to enlighten you. So now, the power over now. Power over now, the present moment, not only makes you manifest what you want, you literally manifest a kind of an ecosystem around you. See, never underjudge, underestimate the power of the ecosystem. I want to tell you some real living examples. If you heard about the great temple of the great Bhagavan Sanishwara in Sani Shignapur in Maharashtra, even now the whole village does not have door or lock for any of the houses, including the police station which is there, which has not received a single theft complaint. Last 300 or 400 years, the whole village, I just bow down to Bhagavan Sanishwara. Power of the ecosystem. Understand, the village head had the darshan that Bhagavan Sanishwara has come to their village in this Swayambhu form. The deity came in the flood. There was a river flood. In that, the deity came and Sani Mahatma, Sanishwara, Bhagavan Sanishwara appeared, the head of the village head, to his dream. He gave a vision, he gave a darshan. Surely it is not just ordinary dream state, it's a higher state. He gave darshan to that village head, told him install him in the center of the village and don't build anything above him, no roof. He wants to be just there and bless the whole village and protect whole village. And you should know, he is so alive and vibrant. That whole ecosystem, last 300-400 years, even now, people don't have any door or lock. Shops will be open. They will just close it with one sheet or a plank, the plywood. There's no lock. Shops, everything, including bank. The only lockless bank in the world is Sani Shignapur Bank. If you are in India, you should visit and have darshan of Bhagavan Sanishwara and experience the power of ecosystem. What an ecosystem can do. Not a single crime, not only no theft, no murder, no rape, no crime. The world's crime-free ecosystem for the longest period in any recorded history is Sani Shignapur. I can boldly tell this. The power of ecosystem. You can give any number of thousand logic, reason, analysis. Some of the people even trying to break that idea. Nothing can be done. The ecosystem will alive. I pray to Bhagavan Sanishwara. Let that ecosystem be kept alive to the whole world, at least to show as a model. All the human beings living there feel so safe, protected, and nobody does any crime. Can you imagine a police station which has not received a single complaint? There are multiple documentaries about that Shani Shignapur village and the deity Sanishwara. This is one. There's a next one. Yes, you can all have the darshan of Bhagavan Sanishwara. There is another one ecosystem. The village is called Shetpal. That is also in Maharashtra. That ecosystem is different level. No, I'm not going to compare. Surely I'm not going to compare. It's a different level. Even the animals are into that ecosystem. In that village, everywhere you will see cobra, most poisonous snake. Never anyone was bitten by cobra. Neither human beings hurt snakes, nor snakes hurt human beings. They are all there in the house, in the classrooms, while the classes are going on. Every house has a corner called Devasthan, where the snake's deity will be there, or snake will be drawn. The cobras, they come and just rest there, happily eat, sleep, and go out when they want. They become part of the people's life. Cobras are respected as gods. The whole ecosystem is such. If you are in India, you should visit Shetpal also. These two ecosystems you should experience. Only then you will understand the power of the ecosystem. Why I am struggling so much to create this enlightenment ecosystem. See, successfully I have created in Bididi, especially the Gurukul. See there. If you see all the Kailash Courtyard power manifestation sessions, if you are blessed to attend physically, you have done something great in your life and you are blessed. One good thing is that we have video recorded the whole thing. It's something, I think, 3 month sessions I conducted. You should see all that video record. It is just the power of the ecosystem. Paramashiva manifested through me. If I just dictate the instruction and initiate one Balasant, all Balasants will manifest that power. Every morning I will come down. I will come down with a Jnananjana, energized, with that specific power manifestation. And today I will say, okay, today you are all going to be initiated into the power of Sarvanyatva. Keep the Jnananjana Mahadvait. Mahadvait will keep the Jnananjana for all the kids. I'll say, come on, now I'll describe the Sarvanyatva power. And this is the way it should be measured. Start manifesting. That's it. All kids will start manifesting. Next day I'll come and say, come on, today I'm going to manifest, initiate all of you into the power of 3D printing technology, conscious 3D printing technology, manifestation, the materialization. And put the Jnananjana and all the kids will start manifesting the powers. Understand? Now in Kailasa, even for adults, all kinds of human beings, just like how I manifested powers to all the Balasans in Kailasa courtyard, same way it is going to manifest in Kailasa for all human beings from all backgrounds and all animals also. The whole ecosystem, the energy for the ecosystem is ready, and the ecosystem is ready. Understand that. This body last 2.5 years, it went through something extraordinary. The manifestation of Paramashiva is so intense now. I have just I'm so happy. That's all I can say. The way Paramashiva is manifesting now. See, I wanted to confess to all of you, to tell you some of the truths opening my heart. One of the worst thing I have done in my life, the biggest mistake is picking up the habit of eating every day. That is the biggest mess I made. See, from the young age, everyone who brought me up, whether Raghupati Yogi, Kuppammal, Isakki Swamigal, Annamalai Swamigal, Ram Surat Kumar, none of them ate regularly every day. Very poor eaters. Once a month, Isakki Swami will eat. Sometimes twice a month. Kuppammal maybe once in week. Raghupati Yogi will eat once in 3-4 days. Otherwise, just cup of coffee or tea. Ram Surat Kumar also rarely only he will eat. There is no habit of regular eating. Annamalai Swamigal also, just milk and little, what do you call, peanuts. Narayana Swami, absolutely nothing. No food. I was influenced, impressed, brought up by all these people. Everything was very fine. I never picked up the habit of eating regularly. It is after I started traveling, especially outside India, for the Sangha work. From I think 2003, I started traveling outside India. Slowly, in that 6-7 years, very loving influence of all these so-called devotees. No, they were all very honest, and I will never doubt their love for me and their care for me. They are not supposed to be blamed. Especially the doctor disciples, all the American doctor disciples, they slowly started telling me, Swamiji, you should start eating well, you should start eating regularly. See, my mother and grandmother, they are also from middle class family only. But never they were able to influence me in this subject because my gurus were strongly protecting me. My gurus were all alive and I was continuously influenced by them. For my mother and grandmother, giving food and giving love, both are deeply connected. This middle class mentality. If they dump you with the food, they feel satisfied. They showered you with love. And I have seen one of my uncle from the nearby village. He will come. He is actually, we are all from agriculture family. So he used to regularly do agriculture. He will work in the farm. Physically, he will do all the work. So he will eat very well. He is younger brother of my aunt's husband. Mama's younger brother. So he is also Mama. His name is Kalyana Sundaram. From nearby village Kuvanur, he used to come. He's a healthy person, young person. So he himself physically works in the field. So he will eat well. My mother and my grandmother will be so happy whenever he comes. They will cook nicely and have a long, big banana leaf and feed him. It is like a celebration for them. Whenever he comes and they feed him, they will feel so happy because giving food and giving love is so strongly psychologically associated in middle class families. No, I'm very happy he comes and he is given feast and he is also happy. Everyone is happy. But the biggest problem is they will not stop there. They will come and poke me. My mother and grandmother will come and poke me. Patya, mama எப்படி சாப்பிடுறாரு? நீ இருக்கிய கோழி குறிக்கிற மாதிரி குறிக்கிறிய. தின்றா, திங்குடா. அப்பதானடா உடம்பு நல்லா இருக்கும். Means they will come and poke me. See how mama is eating well and how we are all happy to give food for him. You should also start eating like that. Otherwise, you are just eating like how the hen picks few small worms. Like that, you are picking up few pieces of rice and eating. They will try to pressurize me to eat. But fortunately, my gurus are not only in larger number, their influence on me was much higher than just my mother and grandmother. And I managed. But when I started traveling US, the influence of my disciples, especially when the care they showed, I slowly started picking up this mediocre lifestyle of eating every day. I tell you. See, the American doctors, the devotees, it's not their mistake. Their standard is a common man who lives roughly 100 years and his life's purpose and his life's activities, all based on that, they have arrived certain conclusions. They were very honest and integrated to their conclusions, but the specimens based on which they came to conclusion is different. I am different. I missed that point and started eating as they advised. That is the worst mistake I have done. I wanted to tell the whole world. I want to put this on record. Picking up the habit of eating every day is the biggest mistake I have done. At one time I realized it. Hey, I should get back to the lifestyle given by my gurus to me. This rarely eating once in 15 days, that should be the lifestyle. This everyday eating can be okay for the people who are planning to live 100 years. Okay, a common man who is working for only his enlightenment and his plan itself is to live 100 years. Within that 100 years, have one wife and car and a house and few kids and little enlightenment and pack off and go when time comes and reach Kailasa. For this kind of a lifestyle, eating every day is okay. But not for what I have come to this planet Earth. See, my gurus gave me these two important instruction. One cloth, one meal. That one meal also. Oru sorum, oru sarum. One rice, one juice. Like a rasam or sambar. Oru soru, oru saru, oru moru. Means buttermilk. They said as an exemption, when I see, after doing Yoga Pattabhishekam to me, they sent me to Polytechnic to study. Somebody even asked the question. You said at the age of 16 they have done Yoga Pattabhishekam 1994, but you went to Polytechnic till 1995 beginning. Yes, after Yoga Pattabhishekam they sent me to Polytechnic to complete my studies. That time they gave an exemption. whenever I go for this kind of things, I can wear more dresses. Even then, I should wear kavi inside. Even if I wear other dresses, other colors, kavi should be inside. And they gave exemption. Same way about food also. This is the rule. As an exemption they gave. Sometimes when you have to eat somewhere, okay. I maintained that same lifestyle even till I was in the Ramakrishna Mutt. Even though I used to be the kitchen Annadata and temple Bandari, I'll cook for everyone, but I myself is a poor eater and everyone was very happy about it. Very sincere tapasvi, and all of them used to support me for my tapas, and never I had any disturbance for my tapas. And that ecosystem is also very nice ecosystem, very good people supporting all the tapas and enlightenment lifestyle. The only thing, the mess I did is, even after I became completely free and my own life and started this public life where I am the head, I am the decision maker, I am the leader, even after that time, I continued the exemption as a rule. That is the mistake. That is the mess. This one piece dress. As an exemption, once in a while, if I was wearing 2-3 pieces, that is okay. But that should not have become a lifestyle. Maybe when I come for satsang, when I come for public programs, I can wear the attire needed for the occasion. But when I come back, retire in my space, I should have maintained just that. My guru's instruction, one piece. But unfortunately, slowly, the exemption given by them has become lifestyle. I tell you, when I started covering myself fully, not only the others can't see my body, even I stopped seeing my body. And I stopped seeing how others are reacting seeing my body. All these 3-level blindness has happened. I stopped seeing my body, means personal blindness, and others can't see my body. That is the 2nd level blindness. And I cannot see others' reaction in their eyes when they see my body. That's a 3rd level reaction. All the 3-level blindness has happened. See, women need to cover their body is a culture. But even culturally, in Hindu tradition, a sannyasi does not need to cover his whole body. Just one cloth is enough. Even culturally, one cloth should be the rule for sannyasis especially. This blindness plus this everyday eating habit, which is again exemption, became rule. This too is what I consider responsible for collapse of my health. Otherwise, if I maintained this too properly with just one piece dress, like how I usually now wear, how I am wearing now, just one piece dress and same one meal. And nowadays it's not even one meal. I have, with the blessings of Paramashiva and Guru's grace, I made it like a rarely eating once in 15 days. That kind of, only Maheshwara Puja eating, only on Maheshwara Puja's food. I made it that kind of lifestyle now. If I maintained this too, the one piece and one meal, even when they poisoned, I would not have suffered, I would have recovered very quickly. The impact of the poisoning would not have been there in my body for so long. The detoxing, recovering myself would have been much easier, quicker, if I maintained that rule given by my gurus. See, one great thing, now I am absolutely healthy, fully healed, recovered, very strong, powerful, much more than the earlier. Best health. But if I maintain the Guru Vak given to me without allowing the exemption to become a rule, things would have been much better. Health would have been much better. That's all I feel. I want all of you to know, never use exemption as a rule to dilute yourself. I want to put this on record. One thing I am so happy now, even the Kailasa ecosystem has become a tapas ecosystem. I tell you, everyone has gone through so much of cleansing, physical detox and mental detox and real conscious stamina. That is something wonderful, extremely wonderful and extraordinary. Everything, every one of you, the whole Kailasa ecosystems, purification, especially last 3 years without even physically seeing me. All of you are still connected, involved, intense, evolving. Yesterday I received a message from Deepika. She was asking for what she needed. And then finally she put a line. Swamiji, if you say what I should do, I'll just obey because I'll be a chaste disciple to you. The moment I read that line, I literally felt I should call and talk to her. That one line, I was explaining that yesterday I received a message from Deepika, one of my sannyasini. She said what all she wants and all her, whatever she want to express to me. And then finally she put one word. Whatever you say, finally, I will do that. I will never question you. I will be your chaste disciple. The moment I read that word, just my whole inner space melted. I said, call her. I want to talk to her. I want her to hear my voice at least. I know what happens to you guys when you hear my voice. I can transmit literally the care and love I have and give you the assurance you are mine. I am verily part of you. Even if I scream, that is why nobody respects my screaming. Even if I scream, people say, oh, it's so cute. Even in my scream, you can see very clearly the deep care, love, the oneness I carry with you, and how I feel you are insider, you are part of me. It's not that when I call, I'll be conjifying, I'll be saying, Mane, Tyane, oh, you are such a nice daughter, you are such a nice. No, I will never tell all that. Hey, that way only. But they all know there's a deep oneness. After calling and telling, explaining what I want to explain, I'll naturally scream. making me call all the time, making me attend personally everything. I have so many things. I can't sleep, I can't rest. As if I'm sleeping. I don't sleep, that is different. I'll do all that. But they also know this is the way I relate. But I know just my voice, what it can do to them. Same way, this Nirbhaya, she will send a long message, all polembifying about everything in the world, including an ant in front of her. She will say that that ant is doing all conspiracy against me. This world's best conspiracy theorist mind is 10% smaller than Nirbhaya's mind. She can really make all conspiracy theories, the world. But end of this whole thing, finally she will tell, you are my mother, Meenakshi, and whatever you say is the ultimately right, and you should only forgive me, even if I have spoken anything more. All right, what to do now? She pressed the right button. When you do everything and press the right button, what to do? All right. And same way, Gopika. She's absolutely chaste to me, committed to me. But cannot tolerate even herself. She won't tolerate even herself other than me. Once I went and told Arunagiri Yogeshwara like this. See, I read the story of how the Bringi Maharshi worshipped only Shiva and did not worship Devi, Parvati, Parashakti. And I read the whole story and I felt Bringi Maharshi was right. I went and told Arunagiri Yogeshwara, what is the wrong Bringi Maharshi did? You all should read that his story, that he worshipped only Shiva and did not worship Devi, and then Devi took her part from his body. Then finally, Shiva gave him the knowledge that he and Devi are one and the same by giving Ardhanarishwara Darshan, and he also completed and understood, realized and got the blessings of Shiva and Devi together, and you should know the story. I went and asked Arunagiri Yogeshwara, what is the wrong? He laughed and said, beautifully, understand, being chaste only to Paramashiva is a great bhakti. Great, but not enough. Understanding all his dimensions is needed for the ultimate truth, liberation. Again, he showed the example. To be part of Kailasa, you need to understand all dimensions of Paramashiva. You need to be in sync, completion with all aspects of Paramashiva. Only then you can achieve Sayujya Mukti, the ultimate enlightenment, liberation. I'll be connected only to you. Great, but not enough. Understanding the whole ecosystem, being part of the whole ecosystem, makes real Sayujya Mukti. That gives you the ultimate Sayujya Mukti and ultimate Mukti. I have seen people telling, oh, it's okay, I'll only be connected to you, I don't want to be part of the Kailasa. Then naturally I tell you, even your only connection to me will start getting diluted. And you will slowly lose it. Don't do that mess. Ecosystem is very important for continuous progress and manifestation of Paramashiva. Ecosystem is important for the ultimate mukti. people who try to deny the ecosystem, means Sangha administration, Kailasa people, and try to think that they will hold on only to me, they will not trust anyone in the ecosystem. I tell you, that is neither right attitude, nor that will take you to the great and greater space. That is the lesson Paramashiva taught to Bringi. That is why when I go to temple, I will worship every god, because I know all of them are part of the ecosystem. First, I will bow down to Ganapati, then Subramanya, then Nandishwara, then Badalalingam Adi Guru, then the Govaratalayanar, then Arunagirinadar, then Vallala Maharaja, then Kalabhairava, then Mohini. Mohini is the Vishnu. In Kiligopuram, there is a Mohini deity. The Vishnu's incarnation is there. We worship and then go inside and have Paramashiva's darshan and Ardhanarishwara and Dakshinamurti, all the different manifestations of Paramashiva, Parashakti herself. I tell you, ultimate truth is not difficult. That is the most easiest, because that is the truth. To be diluted is the real difficulty. Then you have to do too many things to be in a diluted state and diluted state. Ultimate is very easy. Be in the easy ultimate truth. Super determinism is the most easiest way to exist. I'll continue in the further satsangs. I sincerely request all of you to watch this satsang at least 2-3 times. So everything I said gets into you and starts manifesting as realization. So with this, I bless you all with the initiation and blessings. Let's all manifest the state, space, powers, being, superconsciousness and Kailas of Paramashiva. Let's all radiate with integrity, authenticity, responsibility, enriching, causing, living Paramatvaita, Shuddhatvaita Saivam, the state, space, powers, being, superconsciousness and Kailas of Paramashiva. Paramashivoham, Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham, the eternal bliss Nithyananda. Thank you. Be blissful.
श्रीकैलासोन्नतद्वादशान्तश्यामलापीठारूढ श्रीमीनाक्षिसुन्दरेश्वरा भिन्नस्वरूप परशिवपुत्ररत्न कुमार गुरुमण्यतुल्यावतार श्रीपार्वतीस्तन्यपानलब्धदिव्यज्ञान विश्रुत सकल निगमागमसारभूत द्राविड वेद प्रवक्त्रे श्रीमत्परमशिव करुणा समधिगत मुक्तामय चतुरश्रयान गीयमान छत्र चामर श्रीचिह्न काहलादि समस्त बिरदावल्यलङ्कृत ज्ञान विज्ञान चक्रवर्ती सर्वजन संघ सद्यो निर्वाण दीक्षा व्ययापवर्ग वर्ष विश्राण जीमूत परमतकलभकेसरी शैवसिद्धान्तस्थापनाचार्य श्रीराजाधिराजपाण्ड्यमहाराज गुरु क्षपणशाक्यादिमहान्धकारनिवारणज्ञानभानु वीक्षणानर्हार्हध्वजोच्छेदनपूर्वक श्रीमद्वृषभध्वजस्थापक शैवसमयकर्त्रे सर्वज्ञपीठारूढ श्रीजगद्गुरु श्रीज्ञानसम्बन्धदेशिकस्वामि वागीशसुन्दरमाणिक्यवाचकस्वामिनाम् अवतारभूत श्रीज्ञानसम्बन्धस्वामि पुनरुद्धृत श्यामलापीठ सर्वज्ञपीठ त्रिनवत्युत्तरद्विशततम गुरुमहासन्निधान अरुणगिरियोगीश्वर परम्परागत अरुणाचल सर्वज्ञपीठ गुरुमहासन्निधान कैलास परम्परागत काञ्ची कैलास सर्वज्ञपीठ त्रयस्त्रिंशदुत्तरद्विशततम गुरुमहासन्निधान नित्योत्सव नित्यमङ्गल नित्यकल्याण नित्यरचित कैलास परम्परागत आदिकैलास नित्यानन्दपीठ महासंस्थान महासिंहासनपीठकर्तः साक्षात् श्रीपरमशिव समुद्भूत कैलास परम्परागत वैवस्वतमनुइक्ष्वाकु हरिश्चन्द्र भगीरथ श्रीरामचन्द्र शूरसेन इत्यादि अनवच्छिन्न सार्वभौम चक्रवर्ति परम्परागत चतुष्षष्टि योगिनी मण्डित चतुष्षष्टि सम्प्रदाय प्रवर्तक मनुधर्मशासन सूर्यवंश प्राप्त सर्वज्ञपीठ सुराङ्गि साम्राज्य मूर्धाभिषिक्त चूडामणे साक्षात् श्री परमशिव समुद्भूत कपिल महागुरु पुनरुद्धृत महानिर्वाणिपीठ अष्टोत्तर सहस्र श्री महामण्डलेश्वर साक्षात् श्री परमशिव सिंहासनाभिषिक्त समस्त गणनायक श्री महागणपति समारंभ अनवच्छिन्न पीठाधीश्वर गुरु परंपरा प्राप्त अटल पीठ अष्टोत्तर सहस्र श्री अटल पीठाधीश्वर धर्म मुक्ति स्वर्गपुर स्वर्ण पीठ त्रयोविंश गुरु महासन्निधान कैलास परम्परागत आदिपीठ सर्वज्ञपीठ जगद्गुरो श्रीकैलास पुनरुद्धारक श्रीकैलास परमाचार्य श्रीमत्परमहंस परिव्राजकाचार्य वर्य सच्चिदानन्द प्रणव स्वरूप श्रोत्रिय ब्रह्मनिष्ठ श्रीमज्जगद्गुरु श्रील श्री भगवत् श्री नित्यानंद परमशिव श्री ज्ञान संबंध देशिक परमाचार्य स्वामिन् अत्रागत्य परिपाल्य च अस्मान् विज्ञान वितरणेन विजयी भव जय जय